Ravens Wrap is brought to you by Bud Light, FlyLady.net, Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn Gold Coast, Ravens247.com, the original Green Turtle Sports Bar and Grill, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
And welcome back in. It is the Ravens Wrap Show here, holiday edition on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio 93.5 The Beach, broadcasting from the Ravens Room, the Blue Ox, 127th Street and Coastal Highway at Ocean City with Ravens News 44. Give yourselves a hand, guys. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody. The week leading into the big day coming up on Sunday. The Ravens play on Saturday, though. By the way, just one NFL game on Sunday. That's between the Packers and the Bears, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, I want to thank our sponsors, the original Green Turtle, the Blue Ox Bar and Grill, of course, Bud Light, FlyLady.net, the Ocean City Golf Club, G&G Outfitters, Ravens247.com, Comfort and Gold Coast, and JCTickets.net, Mike Bradley, Bruce Laird, Tony Lombardi, and John Gehrig. Sorry, I did have to take off the San Francisco jacket.
The heat's finally back on.
Yeah, the heat's, I was getting a little too hot. But, guys, we've talked a lot, especially during these commercial breaks and all that, and we've certainly spent a lot of time critiquing Joe Flacco. And I tell you, it really seems to be the buzz on this panel this week. And, he's got another year with the team, and we've talked about this, but even to me, and I've been kind of middle of the road, in no way have I said he's elite, no way do I think he's as bad as some people want to make him out to be, right. But his limitations and what he is, I think to me became a lot more clear all of a sudden. Hit me like a ton of bricks. Either that or it was the shot I had. Hit me like a ton of bricks on...
Only one?
Well, no, there were more than that, but at that present moment.
You guys are all welcome to the party. I know I started it a long time ago.
Well, I wanted to see...
Partying by myself.
Well, John, I think here we are at week 15, okay? Now we have a better idea after a season where they've changed the offense a little bit. They have, vertical weapons. Now I can legitimately say, okay, this is who he is.
Remember what I said? He's got a lazy brain. And that's what we're talking about.
It
he
seems to be
can't
that
process the information. And that's what Bruce and Tony are talking about. He doesn't understand football. He doesn't understand where the pressure's coming from. He doesn't understand what his offensive line is going to do. There was a play with Drew Brees. It was classic quarterback. And I bring up Drew Brees because Drew Brees was terrible. They spent the number one pick on Phillip Rivers, their first round pick on Phillip Rivers because Drew Brees was terrible. All right? He worked, he studied, he practiced, he did whatever. He busted it.
Yeah, under which coordinator?
Right.
Cam Cameron.
Exactly. So he did all that, and now he's going to break Dan Marino's record for passing yards. I mean, he just didn't. It's like Aaron Rodgers. You can't compare Joe to Drew Brees. You can't compare Joe to Aaron Rodgers. These guys weren't great.
Aaron Rodgers won't be the next Brett Favre.
Yeah, these guys weren't.
I mean, a lot of time still left to go, but
so Joe should be able to work hard. Joe should be able to be. But Drew Brees, he keeps his big ball up high. He shuffles forward. He shuffles to the left. He shuffles forward again and delivers a strike down the field. Joe just doesn't have it. Joe just doesn't have that type of stuff. He's lazy. He's lazy brain.
I think the clear cut, Tony. I think that quote from John Harbaugh speaks volumes about what they can do in the pass game, and it's more evident than ever. You got to have a passing game, but when you get down, when the defense isn't stopping anybody,
that again,
you're
because
screwed.
what he's saying is what he's saying. What I'm hearing Coach say is that Joe didn't see it, and when he's saying that Joe didn't see it, he's telling us that we saw it.
And if he's telling us all that, he needs to be telling him more privately. If John Harbaugh is going to do what he said he's going to do and get more involved in the offense, this stuff has got to be drilled into his brain. But you know what? I think it's almost too late. It's too late this year for sure.
Yeah. Well, and here's a big number. Total plays for the Ravens 56. How many times did Ray Rice touch the ball? 19 in the game. That not bad. But if this is a guy that's so reliant on the running game and balance, when you get down early, which usually doesn't happen, with the defense not stopping anybody, but when you get down like that, guys, and you have to play pass and be one-dimensional to catch up in a shootout, you're in trouble.
And believe me, if he's getting more than that, and you're down by 10 or two or more scores, what the hell are you giving it to Ray Rice for? Okay, other than keep running the football occasionally. The point is that when Joe's comfort zone is so stuck in his mind, when he doesn't feel that it's down there, it's a dump off. And I'm telling you, when I have the lead and I'm a defensive player, that's exactly where I want the ball to go. I want the ball to be passed 5 or 6 yards deep down the field, and I'll come make tackles because that's what we're taught.
Well, average passing play, I think, was like five and a half, something like that.
Beautiful. I get a lead, believe me, you can throw it to Ray Rice 150 times every game, and I won't get beat more than 2 games all year.
Here's the question that you've
60 seconds. Yeah.
been talking about all year. Can Joe beat these good quarterbacks? Can he make enough plays for the Ravens? Can the Ravens score 30 points on offense?
When you have to.
On offense.
Well, you know, I think that stat I mentioned
When they have
earlier.
to. And then it's going to be, they're going to have to one of these days.
Their defense is not elite. They're going to need to outscore good offenses.
When you're losing on the road and you're down at half, the reason is probably against that Ravens defense, you're facing a good quarterback. And there's a reason they can't come back, and Joe Flacco, I think, has a lot to do with it.
Well,
19 in a row, when you're down at halftime, you lost on the road.
And John, we got 30 seconds. It goes back to what I said at the beginning of the year. Cam's getting all this heat for throwing the ball way too much. But we have to find out. We have to take this passing game to the next level because of shootouts like that. We got to know whether we can. We've got a passing game, and we know. And now we know. But I can't blame him for what he did, guys. We got to go to break. We'll pick this up. More of the Ravens Wrap Show coming up. Comcast Beach TV.
We're in the playoffs!
Radio 93.5 The Beach.
G&G Outfitters, Inc. is a premier full-service in-house provider of branded merchandise and marketing solutions. With over 20 years of proven experience, G&G continues to successfully produce branded merchandise for some of the world's leading corporations, associations, and teams. From start to finish, G&G Outfitters is your single-source, one-stop partner for promotional products, logoed apparel, and all of your branded needs. For more info on the services and capabilities of G&G, visit ggoutfitters.com or call 301-731-2282.
Come see us at Blue Rock.
What's this all about?
We're giving Rich the NFL experience of a goal line dive.
Really?
There's an easier way to get an ultimate NFL fan experience. Just snap the tag wherever Bud Light is sold and you can win. Bud Light in the NFL. Here we go.
Can I make it?
Over the internet, yes. Into the end zone, no.
Are you embarrassed to invite people to your home to watch your favorite football team? Well, don't worry, because you're not alone. FlyLady.net is the support you need. Join us and our more than 600,000 members and learn how to crush the clutter and game plan your way through routines that'll help you organize your home and your life. Tackle clutter and get your home game day ready with FlyLady.net.
Welcome back in. This is the Ravens Wrap Show here on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio, 93.5 The Beach, broadcasting from the Ravens Room at the Blue Ox, 127th Street and Coastal Highway in Ocean City. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody out there. And a programming note, we'll be taping the show again next Tuesday. All right, so instead of Wednesday, it'll be one more Tuesday to go before we're back to our Wednesday schedule. Hey, there is some good news. I know we've kind of been a little bit gloom and doom up here because of the way we lost the game. But again, Pittsburgh beats San Francisco beats Pittsburgh, so we retain the top spot in the AFC North. We still have a shot here of being a number 2 seed, maybe a 1 seed if New England happens to lose to Buffalo or Miami the last 2 weeks. Not likely, but you never know. Anything can happen. The other good news is we are in the playoffs, so that was official on Sunday. We are in the playoffs for the 4th straight year, and that is certainly a tribute to the organization, the coaching staff. Guys, we're continuing to talk much more about the offense and the defense. We'll get into the defense here. 34-14, the San Diego Chargers defeat the Baltimore Ravens in this one. And, you know, the sad thing is we're talking about balance and Joe needing a run game and play action pass. The sad thing is, you know, we get down and have to throw the football and become one-dimensional. But early on in this game, we were gashing them in the run game. Ray Rice, 10 rushes, 57 yards. Ricky Williams, 3 for 20. If we were able to keep some semblance of balance, if the defense had gotten some stops a little bit as well, then, you know, it might have been a little bit easier road to hoe, but it's not how it turned out.
It's a totally different ball game. And again, you can't quantify and say how important Connor Smith was But again, on the road, I think with San Diego going through what they've been and feeling that they got it back again, you go down there, you spend 4 or 5, almost 6 minutes on that drive, you kick 3. I think it's big. I think it quiets the crowd, and I think if the defense could have come back with that mindset, because let me tell you, those guys are just like every other human being out there, just like us watching it. They're going just like this. They're not saying it, but deep inside they're going, you've got to be kidding me. Are you BSing me? We missed that thing. Now, it's human nature. This is what we do.
Here we go again.
Here we go on the road. You got to be kidding me. And then when that doesn't start going, and then next thing you know, bingo, they have 7, 8 minutes and 7?
Well, they scored a touchdown, but we came right back and scored a touchdown. So really, at 7-7, I don't think anyone's thinking about that missed field goal. From there, they just.
It's a good point. They did rebound. To give them credit, they did rebound.
Went right down the field. So, this is a situation where the defense really, Ray's finally starting to look old.
He looked real old, especially in coverage, and whenever they sent man in motion and they were taking him out of the middle, I said, "Oh boy, here we go."
And guys, I'm just going to say, and I want to put plenty of onus on the defense, but aren't there going to be some games where defense isn't going to carry our offense? Or offense
is totally that. It's always like that.
But we knew that going in. We're going to have to outscore good teams, and that's what the playoffs are. Playoffs are not going to be Jets without Mangold. You know what I mean? Think about this. We've talked about this all year. Outside of the Steelers, what teams have the Ravens beat that were healthy?
Well, but John, you can't. Every team has that through the course of the year. That's every team. I'm sure New England and Pittsburgh have wins just like that too.
First game without Mario Williams and Andre Johnson.
I understand that,
and we won that game. Mangold is obviously the whole Jets team. We dominated them because of that situation. My whole point is, who are the Ravens? You asked that question. I don't know. And here we have a situation. It's a playoff-like game. This was a playoff-type game, and we got routed. So something really has to, be worked on here, because these are the teams we're going to see.
Tijuana flew, man. It was only 30 miles from San Diego. I've been there. Maybe the whole team went down. I heard Chris McAllister was in town.
Giving them a tour.
Maybe he gave him a tour of Tijuana.
Well, that explains why the defense played like that. A few in them, I think. But okay.
Who knows?
This game reminded me a lot of the games when we've played the Colts in the past, because they made the Ravens one-dimensional by scoring on their defense, and then they play the deep zone. They get after you with their 4 guys, and Antoine Barnes, give him credit. The guy had a great game.
4 sacks. And guys, Ladarius Webb had not practiced all week. He gets in the nickel. He did, I believe, replace Kerry Williams in the second half. But Jimmy Smith, I think, does have a bright future, but let's face it, that's a lot to ask of him. With San Diego, you talked about their backs were against the wall. Denver and Oakland had lost earlier. They needed to win out. Their offense has gotten hot the last 2 weeks coming in. It's a tall order against a team, as I talked about last week. They've got anywhere from 6 to 8 weapons, all that team. And, he didn't have the game we needed him to.
Let me give you just one observation that I saw watching the television on Jimmy Smith. And it's what defensive backs got to understand. And I think who was 83 for them?
Vincent Jackson.
Vincent Jackson. He's going right down there, and Jimmy's in his back pedal. He gives him the corner post move. He's giving it to him. He gives him that look. And Jimmy, instead of just staying in his back pedal and going, he just guesses his corner and just flattens himself out. Stops his back pedal, just goes, it's this way. He thinks it, and instead of just reading it and staying in play, even if you get faked out, you stay in play. He just guesses on it, and he goes right to the post, and Rivers overthrew him. You cannot, if you're a corner in this business, and you're a National Football League corner, you cannot guess. You can't guess.
And you talked about Rivers missing them. That's the only time Rivers missed, whereas Flacco missed at least more than half the time. So
and as always, John, we're running out of time on that. We'll be back. More of the Ravens Rap Show coming up right here on Comcast Speech TV.
Ravens Rap is brought to you by Bud Light, FlyLady.net, Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn Gold Coast, Ravens247.com, the original Green Turtle Sports Bar and Grill, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.